Listeners, Spotify, YouTube, I am so excited to be back with a brand new set of interviews for the Stanz Show, and I am proud that the next one that you're about to listen to is my good friend Jarvis Johnson. You probably know him from YouTube as a phenomenal commentary YouTuber, but I know him from being a programmer at Patreon before he had even thought about making a YouTube video outside of like doing High School Musical dances or something. In this episode, we're gonna talk about him watching things on Netflix, lots of Pokemon card talk, the Costco Guys, are they still around? Well, Jarvis is gonna let me know. But we also talk about slightly deeper topics, like getting older and being a good parent, or what luck gets you versus what skill gets you in life. I think you're gonna really enjoy this interview, but before we get to it, I'm gonna ask you to check and make sure you're subscribed if you're on YouTube. Make sure you're following this podcast if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It really helps me. And if you are, I'll let you listen to this episode. And if you're not, I'll find you. I'll hunt you down, and I'll ask you to please do it next episode, probably. So here he is, Jarvis Johnson. All right, we're live. Welcome.
Yo.
Yeah, that was easy.
What up?
I feel like you've been podcasting for like the last 20 minutes.
Oh.
Because you got in and you did like a tight 10 with my wife and friend.
That's called being excited to see your friends.
Yeah, it was crazy. There was energy in your eyes.
It's also, I was off a half Diet Coke and my ADHD
and that
medication.
makes you crazy.
Yeah, dude, you don't want to see me when I'm full on.
Yeah.
How you been?
I've been great.
I'm excited to see what you've done with the place. The Nathan Stanz Show.
You did the classic friend like, oh wow, it looks beautiful in here.
Looks beautiful in here.
It could use a little tidying up. Rochelle said something which she's supposed to do, right?
She's
it's like,
supposed to do.
I'm sorry, it's a mess, but you did the right thing. It was like, dude, it's beautiful in here.
But also, like when I maybe you relate to this. When I say it's messy, it's actually messy.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cap, bro. This is like pristine.
It is such like an indicator of your relationship with your parents or like whoever you grew up with. Because like Rochelle was always forced into this, like the house has to be pristine before you go to bed.
Right.
And I was maybe slightly more towards that than the midpoint, but not even a little bit. But I don't care if the house is
well, how are you? Okay, so like if your parents were like, hey, your room's messy, how would you respond?
I feel like they would not. So why would they be so coy with me? I guess is my question.
My parents would be like, hey, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to notice there's a little dust in that corner.
Were they more like militant then?
Yeah, it was just like, hey, you have to clean your room today. Like before company
true.
comes over or something.
That makes sense.
But other than that, I was allowed to keep it however I like to keep it.
I was in this like Cold War with my mom where it would be like, you need to clean your room. And I, at the time, had undiagnosed ADHD.
Sure.
And didn't know, and this is a thing with kids in general, but for me, it was like turned up to 11 because there's like a context switching element that's very difficult, like when you're hyper focused into something. Mm-hmm. And so I was like sitting down, crisscross applesauce, probably watching Power Rangers or something. And I like freaky out. Like I'd be like, no, I can't. Or I would say in a minute.
Right. In a minute is the funniest
in
kid
a minute.
thing.
No, actually.
Now that I have a child on the way, hey, hooray for me. Noticing all the dumb things that kids do and like how when that happens to them, like you have to clean your room. That's actually the worst thing that's ever happened to them in their entire life. And you can't say it's not.
Right.
Because it actually is.
No, because they've only experienced so many bad things.
Exactly.
And so you've introduced like, this is nom.
Yeah,
for
they
them.
had Power Rangers and you took that away from them. It's like, getting foreclosed on your house or something.
It's like the top scoop of your ice cream scoop falling onto the floor. It's like these are the top 10 worst things. Watch Mojo's top 10 worst things.
Dude,
that could ever happen to you.
Making top 10 worst things in your life. Did you see the TikTok that was like, I'm a conservative kid. I think everyone can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. You haven't seen this?
No.
I feel like I'm the only one that's. Sometimes I see something.
It's like reveals
I assume
your
it went
algorithm.
viral, and it never did.
You're like those guys who were like, ugh, why is Instagram only showing me hot bikini babes?
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude, I want some bikini bros.
What the hell?
But it's these conservative kids that are wearing like a consultant's uniform. It's like a quarter zip with like a monogram. And they're maybe 10 years old. They have their hair like gelled across.
Yeah.
And the format is like, I'm a conservative kid. And then say something that is like thinly veiled racism.
Right.
And it was just
everyone can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I believe in a meritocracy.
Exactly. And now I'm realizing that I actually kind of like when kids like talk about how they see the world. Because it's so
I agree.
funny.
Well, I don't have a kid on the way.
And play the good music.
I do like those videos interviewing kids about stuff because it's cool to see how a worldview develops.
Yes.
Also, I didn't have an upbringing where like adults ask me my thoughts on stuff. And I think that that's something that I would change if I was a parent.
Oh, really? That's like the breaking of the cycle for you.
Well,
like
I
more
just
frank
feel like
conversations.
you know, like meeting kids where they are, but also treating them like people, like full people, because as far as they know, they are full people. And I do think that there's this like pipe down little bro vibe with kids where it's like, shut up, I don't care about your Barbie. Where I'm like, no, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting to them for some reason.
Right. And maybe I'll eventually become, if I have a child.
It's like 2 weeks after that. You're
I'll be
like,
like,
dude,
you know
I cannot
what?
hear
Shut
this
up,
anymore.
dude. I'm trying to make my Gundam model right now.
That's so funny that they have a doll and you're like, my doll's actually more important.
I'm building
This is a master grade, you freaking idiot.
This is 1,000 piece Barbie's dream house.
I think I was raised in a household, so my parents were divorced, but at least on my dad's side, like treated me maybe too much like an adult. And so I never had the opposite.
I can see your personality developing from someone who is like too much of an adult. And I do mean that in a positive way. And it sounded like a dig.
Like a neg. Yeah. It's like, you really feel like you should have more say in a lot of these conversations with people. It is weird having like a dad.
It's like I'm thinking about doing a divorce. Thoughts?
Yeah,
son?
exactly. Or talking to the kid.
Yeah.
The kid like puts his hands together. He's a conservative kid.
I mean, like, so you've fallen out of love.
But yeah, I think, hey, we all have both ends of the spectrum can be tough.
Absolutely. It's an impossible balance, and it's admirable to throw yourself into the ring. I think we talked a little bit about this because we got dinner a few months ago, right before Jordan had to exit the country.
Evacuate.
Are you reading? I've heard the wisdom that like you got to choose one parenting book.
Oh, that's smart.
I heard there's so many conflicting.
Yeah,
like,
and I actually don't even think there's like there's scientific rigor behind like this is what a baby should eat and stuff like that. But after that, it's a crapshoot, dude. Because you could raise 100 kids with this style, and like 50% of them will be wackos, 50% of them will be perfect. You never know.
I watched an insane documentary last night. It's called Unknown Sender: The High School Catfish.
I saw that as a thumbnail on Netflix. I did not watch it.
And I saw like a random comedian I follow say that it was insane. And so I was like, you know what? I'll watch this like with the sound on, looking at something like playing Magic or whatever. And it was a famous news story, but I kind of want to spoil it for you a little bit.
Yeah, please do. I'm not sure I'll watch it.
Because I don't think you'll get, I mean, you might get more out of it thinking about parenthood.
Sure.
But the story of that documentary is that they're in this small town. Someone is sending unknown texts that seemingly know a lot about one of the kids, but it's antagonistic towards them and their like little 14-year-old relationship.
Oh, so it's like bullying.
It's bullying.
Yeah.
It's anonymous bullying. And then it's also with lots of adult language, like talking about sexual things to children, which is like super duper fucked up, saying like, oh, your boyfriend's not going to love you and you should commit self-harm, but in the most extreme way possible.
Sure.
They get the cops involved, which, you know,
they should.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. And then they kind of reverse like phone number lookup, and they subpoena the phone companies, and it comes back to the primarily bullied girl's mom. Bro.
The primarily like she was sending it to her daughter.
Lauren's
not
mom
like she was getting bullied by
Lauren
another kid.
KYS.
That's actually
it was so fucked. But then this is why the documentary is very weird. They're like, okay, you know, sometimes it's like, you ever watch a Jay Aubrey video? Okay.
No,
he does like the wacky life of Jeffrey Epstein, but like the music is like too bad. It's like, it'll be like a horrible crime about like the YouTube families that abuse their kids.
Right.
But then the music is like a banger.
Okay.
And it's like, why am I bobbing my head to this right now? Hassan watches a lot on stream, and it's like the primary critique is like, why are you making this soundtrack so hype?
Yeah.
But the reason I brought that up is because in Netflix documentaries, cinematographers and like DPs and stuff, they're like trying to like get their little resume. They're trying to get their resume shit off, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't need to see these like interesting Dutch angles of this like horrible mother.
It's like a one shot of an actor walking through a school, and you're like, why'd you do this?
They started doing the thing where they reenact stuff with actors. Or they have someone else, they have the person reenacting their own stuff, which is always a little weird. So when they reveal that it's the mom, they've got like crazy, that's what I mean. It's like, this is inappropriate, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like the lights turn on and the shadowy figure is
I'm like, I get okay, the one that's a trope that I will allow is when it's the empty chair and then they walk in and they go, "Hi, I'm the mom."
Yeah.
That's how I expected to go, but they did a like close up to her face, like, ooh, spooky. But talking about the crapshoot thing, and I'm circling this back.
Yeah.
The kid who I am so sympathetic for is such a good, well-meaning kid who still loves their parent through all of that. And I'm like, that is not good parenting. That kid rolled some good die on like being a good person, I think.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. They haven't put in one of the hardest situations they could be. Like at a formative moment of their life, they're going through all these things, and they have like a trusted, not only like a trusted loved one, like the trusted loved one, like their parents sending these things, and then finding that out. You imagine that would like break you.
So the bar's on the floor. You guys will be great.
Dude, as long as you don't send text messages.
I know you were showing me before the show. You had some plans, and I was like, "Well, cancel those."
We're gonna put her through like a saw trap.
Right. You're like, I'm getting this little trike and this mask.
Oh, it's not for her. That's for me.
No, that's for me. That's for me. What were we even talking about before that?
No, but I think I gotta watch this documentary.
It's just like, it just pisses me off. I watched it. I'm kind of back on my bullshit with documentaries because my favorite late night pastime will be watch some weird fucked up documentary. Usually it's about a horrible crime because, those are the ones getting made.
That's the easiest way to get them done.
And then I'm reporting back to our like podcast group chat and I'm like, guys,
you'll never believe this
shit is crazy. Do you remember the Jussie Smollett case?
Describe it to me, maybe.
So Jussie Smollett, or Smollett, however you say it, was a actor on Empire. In 2019, his character and himself is gay. And
is Empire the black drama show?
Yes, okay, with Taraji P. Henson and
got it.
What's his face? Mr. Man. Fucking, it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard.
Oh, okay. 1 + 1 is 7.
Yeah. No, I mean the very same.
Sorry, the smartest man in the world.
Right. Nobel Mathematics Prize pending.
It's gonna be Terrence Howard and Donald Trump for science and peace.
Are geniuses, dude. Textbook. You open the textbook, you're like, imagine like a black and white like photo on a textbook about ethics or something.
Yeah.
That show was like popping off. Still going too. He is in Chicago. Show shoots in Chicago.
Oh, he lied about having a crime committed against him.
Yes.
I do remember this.
So that was the story. And that is the story. But this documentary...
Does it imply there's more to it?
It not only implies that there's more to it, but I leave the documentary going, you might have something.
That was their goal. They did it.
And they did the thing where... They rope-a-dope you. You're like 40 minutes into a 60-minute documentary, and you're like, so far, this is the story as I know it.
Yeah.
And then they reveal some information from before that you didn't know, and it throws a whole wrench into everything.
And then they cut to credits, and I have to watch the next episode. Yeah.
Right. This was a one-shot, thankfully, even though it was Netflix, and I feel like Netflix loves to do the
at least the 3 episode thing.
Yeah. But that one, fascinating. And then it ends in like a what color is this dress-esque moment where, because there's security cameras of this stuff, the issue, okay, I'm going to back up and just say that documentaries are not like necessarily journalism.
No, they're entertainment. I would say they're like most are specifically nowadays not journalism.
Yeah, because it's like, even if you were interviewing primary sources, even if you are talking to journalists,
the nature of putting it on camera,
the way that you're introducing information is meant to evoke a agenda.
Yeah.
And
that's the best positive light, because really it's meant to get like watch time for Netflix so that they get a second deal. Like that's the worst possible interpretation.
Well, it's like, it depends on if it's like top down from Netflix, because I do think that's how something like Tall Girl gets made, where they're
I don't know what Tall Girl is.
Oh, it was a movie from like 20... couldn't even tell you, but like, it's quite literally just about a girl who's tall.
That's insane.
And I'm like, that feels like a paint by numbers. Like, what demographics aren't we hitting?
Yeah, tall girls. Girls who feel uncomfortable at their body in junior high. We're going to get them all.
We've got all of the average height girls handled, but the tall ones, we need some content for them. But that type of content feels very much like algorithmically driven, but then there's also people who sell their thing to Netflix.
Right.
I don't know what the origins of this were, but it makes me, I need to do a lot more Google searches and a lot more looking into because they introduce an argument that is compelling, which is that there are these two eyewitnesses. So Jussie Smollett's thing was, I saw white people beating me up.
Right.
And then security camera and like a ride share that was in the area, and also the suspects that they eventually found were these two brothers who were black, and they also were connected to Jussie Smollett because one of them worked on Empire, or they both were extras on Empire.
Right. So there's no white people involved.
Well, so you think.
Shit.
So you think.
Right.
So like all of the seemingly smoking gun evidence, it's also Chicago.
That matters to me, to be clear. I'm
right,
sorry.
No. You were.
I saw white people committing a hate
check
crime.
out the second you unplugged your like Matrix like power cable. The second you found out.
Carry on, folks. We're safe on this one.
Right. So the smoking gun has historically been. He sent them a $3,500 check.
Okay.
They went to their home country. No. So they're not from Nigeria. Their parents are from Nigeria, but they also go back there. And so he was like, it looked like they were fleeing to Nigeria, ? He said they were getting, one of them was his trainer, and so he was getting me some steroid that you can't get in the States, and he was ashamed of it.
Right.
I don't like Jussie Smollett as a narrator, for what it's worth, and he's in the doc. So that's part of it, is like how unlikable to me his presentation sometimes
You want him
is.
to be guilty.
And that doesn't
He's
matter.
not an artist.
Like I have to say that like your likability, your presentation, these things don't matter in the face of justice, but in the documentary where all it's trying to do is pull at your heartstrings, it feels relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, late in the doc, so Jussie Smollett's story was always that it was white guys. And then they're like, well, what about these two black guys? And we still don't know, even if there were other white guys, why those black guys were there. And also why they said they did it. But then I just realized there's just so much complexity.
There's a lot of twists.
But where it eventually goes is there were two eyewitnesses that saw white people in masks.
Oh.
Right. But they're not captured on camera. But then the Chicago PD releases some security footage, Epstein style, and there's a 30-second missing cut.
Dude,
bro.
I'm obsessed with 30-second missing cut. It's crazy.
It's a thing where you can't, guys. every member of the FBI watching this, and we have a fair few, yeah. If you're going to release the footage, you are not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes by cutting out a sizable chunk of the video.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to assume the worst. And I think that's
I think they should.
As
there's no
because
rationale for removing a portion of the video.
And there's just so many credible like instances of law enforcement or government lying.
Yeah, cutting out the smoking gun
to protect whomever they're meant to protect, be it their own or a higher power or whatever. Someone did, through like Freedom of Information Act requests, recover a video where you see unmasked faces far away from security camera of a guy's head, and then the documentary ends with them handing the iPad. You got to have the iPad.
Ever since the Michael Jordan,
you got to have the iPad. Yeah. They hand him the iPad to all of these people who have been all over the place in terms of where they're placing blame and whose side they're on, and they go, black guy, and then and they're like, that looks like a white male. I also hate the way the FBI, or at least this one woman, she kept going, yeah, that's a male black. Is that the actual term? Because it just reeks. Whatever, I just don't. Black male has been a term that we've heard for so long.
Sure.
Male black feels like old racism.
Yeah.
Like you ripped it out of didn't know they still made these.
Yeah, it's like talking about baseball before they kind of merge.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't like.
Or it's like if you hear someone in South Africa talk about like colored people, where it's like, oh, okay, there's some nomenclature discussions that we need to have because this isn't going to translate because that means a whole different thing here.
Yes.
But anyway, that's the documentary moment.
I got two big ones to watch.
Yeah, you got two big ones, dude. You got your work cut out for you.
That is insane. I feel like that's going to help me be a better parent.
I think so.
We were talking before you came in. We were just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And every time we said something, you're like, I'm saving this one.
That's
for the
true.
pod.
That's true.
So we have like a dearth of topics right now.
Okay, so number one, Pokemon scalpers.
Yes.
They're fucking pissing me off.
They're pissing you off.
Well,
although I want to know, because you're deep in the Pokemon merchandise.
But the thing is, I like to think that I'm
you're the one good scalper.
Everyone, well, no, I'm not scalping is the thing.
You're a collector.
Well, because that's the thing.
Who sometimes sells his product.
I had to sell my product once or twice, but I don't think there's anything wrong with, because a lot of times collectors, like the healthiest way, a lot of people would agree that one of the healthier ways in a collection is like you have if you're budgeting, because in this economy, you have a set amount of money that you're willing to put into your collection, and then you are trading, selling, buying, keeping things kind of in that system, in that universe, to prevent you from overspending, yada yada.
Right, it becoming an addiction and potentially like torpedoing your life, which has happened to people. Like, it's easy to think about it with alcohol and gambling, but it's happened with collecting to plenty of people.
Well, so this is actually the root of my issue with everything, is that we have reached a fever pitch of hype and bubble, in my opinion, because everything is like, you used to, even in 2021 through 2023, modern Pokemon product would come out. People weren't fighting each other in Target after, the original boom, or the boom from 2020. And then also you could buy things at relative MSRP.
Right.
But we've reached this level of the hype cycle where things that haven't come out yet are selling at multiples of MSRP.
Right.
And so then any place that has MSRP product is now the vultures come out. It's like they're
there's like 17 places for middlemen to try and like get their cut, right? The guys who are going to buy it and scalp it, the guy who works at Target that's like hooking up his friend for some money, the guy who buys it from a scalper because they think it's going to go up another week, and all of a sudden there's no way to get it at MSRP.
And the psychology of it, I understand, because again, why I think it's a recession indicator is that like everyone's looking for their
want a better life.
People want a better life.
It's like early crypto. It was like, my life sucks.
And that's the thing where I'm not
faulting
mad at
them
that.
all.
I'm not faulting that. It's more a system thing and more like, how do we kind of zoom out? And I also think that the specific thing I was talking about earlier was I went on Facebook Marketplace and I typed in Pokemon, which is a way to just get me mad, I guess. And
your day's too good. You go on
my
Facebook
day's
Marketplace.
Too good. Yeah, I go. Yeah, and I saw countless people, specifically Costco, like me and my friend who does like social media for Sad Boys. Me and them were like calling around because we just wanted to open some product together because we've been having fun doing that.
Hobby.
It's a fun hobby.
Yeah.
They're a different type of collector than I am, and so I can like it adds to it for me to share it with someone and to have someone like equally into it. It's awesome. Friends, hobbies, they're all great. And so for them and myself, it was like, oh, let's see if there's anything at Costco. And of course there wasn't, but Costco is on the mind. I go to Facebook Marketplace and it's just trunks on trunks of people having the full fucking shelf of Costco.
Yeah, they bought every single box. $10,000 of Pokemon boxes.
The way, in quite literally that magnitude of product. And the way around this is just to have buy limits. The way around that is to have buy limits, which is a thing that a hoop you can also jump through, but it helps.
Right. It helps the like end consumer. It helps people who are like fans of this. But it doesn't. If you're a private company or a public company, and your goal is like to sell as many cards, you truly don't care who buys them.
And that is the thing.
In fact, it's kind of nice if you sell out day one to a guy who puts it in their trunk.
Yeah, great. This thing is always, and it just reminded me of, so and the issue is there is money to make because the people who will buy that scalped product have you heard of, okay, I think you know about this, but I don't know if you know about it to the scale. Are you familiar with the concept of rip and ship?
Yeah, I love rip and ship. I actually
speak on that.
Sorry, I think that like that is
because that's a you don't know it, but that's like a salacious statement.
I know. I actually think I do know it because like I understand, and I've seen like a lot of rip and ship scams where it's like, oh, they say they rip something.
Oh, and then they hide away.
Correct, exactly. I think I like it. So for those of you that don't know who Rip and Ship is, like it's
who is this Rip and Ship? Yeah. It's like an MSNBC. Like, who is this Rip and Ship that might be talking to your child?
Yeah, they're DMing them, telling them to keep themselves safe. Ripping and shipping is where, so like I am a Pokemon Twitch streamer, YouTuber, whatever, and I'm going to buy all these boxes and I'm going to sell individual packs to people, but I will open them for them. I'm talking to the camera now. It's like, it's you at home.
Right. Well, that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly. And they will open the pack and be like, all right, this one's for Stanz. You got this. And they'll slowly like reveal the cards.
Right.
And I am like facetiously a little bit saying, I think it's cool because for the Rip and Shipper, you get all the dopamine.
It's loot box.
Yeah. You're opening the card, you get to see it. But like I opened these cards, they're on this table. We were doing Rip and Ship for this charity thing. And like I liked opening them, but now I have Pokemon cards that I don't really want. Yeah. And I spent hundreds of dollars and I'm not going to get it back.
But it was a good cause?
It was a good cause.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing is, there is a difference. So Rip and Ship can be applied to even a charity event like that. But the true Rip and Ship is, excuse me, the logical, like late stage capitalism equivalent is I go to the bank, I get a loan for maybe $100,000, $200,000 or something. Mm-hmm. I get an office space in LA.
Yeah.
I buy a few things. I buy some Labubus. Mm-hmm. I buy some of whatever the recent Pokemon set is. I hire some people to work 6-hour shifts.
This would be successful, to be clear. Like this would be massively successful.
The thing is, it is successful right now, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, oh, this has only ever gone up and to the right.
Yes.
And then it's like until the Fire Nation attacks.
Right. But like, let's say you were a Beanie Baby Rip and Shipper. Then you move on to something else.
Well, the thing is, but there
now.
isn't. So the issue is someone gets caught holding the bag.
Yes.
Because when the market does inevitably, like in bubbles, and like there's many, like I can't say with 100% certainty that things are in a bubble, but you have a lot of instances of sealed product going for more than anything you could possibly get out of the sealed product.
Oh yeah.
Which tends to mean that there's not an incentive other than like unless you can sell the sealed, you have the sealed product at a premium because you can rip and ship that. And so what happens is, like I said, so you get that loan, you hire those people for like $20 an hour to do 6-hour blocks on your whatnot stream. And now you just need a customer base. And so maybe you buy ads, you do whatever to get that initial viewership. You're probably working with whatnot. They have a sales org that has an incentive that's giving you sales incentives to stream hours and do sales on their platform. And then there is the human psychology of whatnot is auctions. It's like TikTok Live meets like eBay Live auctions. Mm-hmm. And things tend to go above market price because people are competing. And also there's an extra gambling thing where, if you're opening a vintage box, let's say, we know that there's 12 holofoils in this 36 pack box.
Yeah.
And we've only seen 2 of them so far, and we're 15 packs in.
Yeah, the EV changes. And if you can do the math quickly, there's a reason for you to actually.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's an extra spice. Mm-hmm. 2 things. So people don't realize that a lot of the whatnot shippers are being paid incentives by whatnot,
of course,
which infuses money that is not a part of the normal market dynamics into the system. And TikTok Shop,
it is not a virtuous market where it's like they are buying packs and then ripping and shipping for you.
It is being subsidized by TikTok Shop coupons and whatnot, like brand deals, because we know this from working in tech, the cost of user acquisition.
Yeah.
It's like every company that has customers or users has a metric that is how much money does it cost to get a user into the door to become an active user of my product, and then what is the expected value of the user
LTV,
of my product?
lifetime value of that user. If you're a casino or a cancer treatment hospital, that value is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so you're willing to pay $80,000 to hook Nathan Stanz. Yeah. It's like, I'm willing to do anything.
And I know I'm whale fishing. That's correct. A whale. I know if I can get him in. And it's funny you mentioned the cancer thing, because this is like,
I just remember that from like Google ads being like they were spending $1,000 for like one placement.
AdWords. Yeah. But the even in the medical field, I've learned this from watching the Pitt and Dr. Mike videos.
I love the
there
Pitt.
is a dude, same. Yeah. There is a disconnect between the MBAs that like are in the management of the hospital and the actual people on the ground.
Of course.
And
people who want people to live healthy lives.
Right. Because it's like, well, I see living is cool, but like what's cooler is our 5-star reviews and our profits. But so basically there's just a lot of extra money being infused into the market that makes it profitable for people to buy even scalped product at scalper prices.
Yeah, they've added a second middleman because of the whatnot money or because of...
now it's an artificial, now that what is the true value of this thing based on these like market fundamentals of like supply and demand, let's say, things start to get really out of whack.
Yeah.
And...
which incentivizes scalpers to get there faster and incentivizes maybe a third middleman.
Well, now I've got bots.
Yeah, the fossil box has only gone up for my entire life. And right now it's insane.
You know, it did go down. Vintage right now is not experiencing the same booms.
Oh, interesting.
As modern. And that is why, to me, it's an extra bubble. Because the vintage stuff, we actually have the market is kind of, we're in a speculative market.
Sure.
And we have figured out, more or less over the past few years and all these sales that have happened, things have settled with vintage. But modern is always coming out. They've made the product, they've improved the product because they've introduced, back in 2021, 22, they started introducing alternative art cards, illustration rares. And it is so much fun, more fun to open a booster pack today than it was 5 years ago. And that's,
you're always going to get something that looks cool, even if it's worth nothing.
And that's good from a fun product standpoint. It's good for kids. It's fun for players. I play the Pokemon TCG. And not a lot of collectors do. That's a thing I'm like, any thing that I collect, I'm like, I need to actually be good at this. Yeah. Because I want to dunk on people who think I'm not about this life.
Right. Yeah. You just buy the packs, man.
Dude. See me with this Goldango EX, motherfucker. Okay. See, I don't compete, but in Pokemon, but me and some friends are thinking about going to locals soon. So,
that's sick.
So watch out. So far, we've only talked about the impact on the average consumer, the average collector, they're not able to get anything at their local store unless they catch a restock. And then even stores like, and this is another...
or they feel like they are forced to like take this hobby and be a part of the economy. Like these people who like would just be collectors who like as a kid,
now they're a $3 booster broker.
Yeah,
they're a day trader.
Or you really care about the value of your cards versus like just like making a good deck or like getting a Pokemon you like. All of a sudden, it just becomes really icky.
And that's and that's why we need to talk about the Costco guys.
Yes, because they are ruining something that was once
big
pure.
justice. Listen, this is not even
with the Rizzler.
This is not even a joke. I think the Rizzler's in the stratosphere now, and AJ and Big Justice are like.
I saw their meatball song. Yeah, that's tough.
I met Big Justice at VidCon this year, and I talked to him about collecting Pokemon. He collects Pokemon. Yeah, I watched him open an Evolving Skies pack, now extremely expensive pack. And he pulled the Moonbryon, the Chase. Now, of course, there's probably it's a 1 in 1,000 roughly rate in that era of pack for the Chase card, and there's 36 packs in a box, so there's 36 times 6, 216 packs in a case. And so even if you were opening a case, you're not expected to
you're like 25% chance.
But the Moonbryon cost is, the raw cost of that card is like maybe $2,000, $1,500.
When you talk raw cost, you're talking like PSA 10? Ungraded. Okay,
so raw is like the term for an ungraded card.
I see. Got it.
It's typically referred to, if you're saying raw, you're typically referring to like something that's packed fresh still, but because there are like in terms of played condition, there's like light play, mod play, heavy play, damaged. That's maybe like a $1,500, $2,000 card. And then you grade it, and it could be in the upper echelons of the thousands, depending on how you grade it and where. And which is another gamble,
another scam. Too, scam. Card grading is crazy.
It's crazy, but it's become lottery tickets because the odds that you get the thing are so low, and the lottery ticket costs $100, and so like it doesn't make any sense. But the reason I bring up Big Justice is because when I saw him open this Moonbryon on a stream in a TikTok, the first thing he said was, "This is a $3,000 card."
Right.
And I'm like, does that even mean anything to you?
It is just gambling.
Yeah.
It's when I think of rip and ship and why I think like, oh, that's cool is because I kind of like playing slots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of fun when you hit.
But the thing that really poisoned it for me was
that's a child.
That's a child.
Yeah.
And it is just it
sucks.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
It's the same with CS:GO cases. It's the same with everything. Dude, getting kids hooked on gambling, it's starting to get better with all like the European laws.
It's starting to get easier to get them hooked.
Yeah, it was, but there was a while where it was like kids were coming home from junior high and like gambling on CS:GO matches with knives, like consistently.
That's insane.
And Dota matches. And then like they were match fixing like South American Dota matches.
Right.
This is like Chad from New Hampshire.
Right. I know there was a lot of CS:GO controversies with match fixing and stuff. Because it's like if you're below a certain
if you're like iBuyPower, and this is the early days, like you're making
iBuyPower was the one that had the big
that was the big scandal,
right?
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of guys got banned for life or banned for a long time. Some of them are semi back now, but they missed their moment. One of them's a commentator. But yeah, you're making, let's say you're making like mouse pads and keyboards a month. Like that's what they pay you in, or $500 a month.
Yeah.
And someone's like, hey, I'll give you $2,000, which is also not that much money to like ruin your potential career here.
Right, but you're like, you see the dollar signs, and you're also like, well, I'm not getting this cash.
And it's just one game.
And it's just one game. I mean, what are the odds?
And
that
I'm a kid, and like this is video games. It's on the internet. It's not real life. That all of a sudden it goes crazy.
So yeah, it's like I start to get black-pilled on it with the kids stuff, and then also with if you go on YouTube right now and type in Pokemon business, you get what is some of the worst content.
Is it like, here's how to start a $10,000 Pokemon card business? Dude, you get that in every industry, which I hate.
You do get it in every industry, but it is like a new drop shipping.
Yeah.
Because the same
for people
type of
that
guy,
didn't get hit by drop shipping because they were too young. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because it's a different type of, or a crypto thing or whatever, where that is like, you are betting the house on the ponies right now. And like this is a business, sure, but it is like not a solid foundation. And obviously there will be, some people who succeed and some people who don't, but I think way more people who don't.
Yeah.
But the issue is that the types of people who are being lured into this type of business are people who are looking for,
who have dreams of a better life.
Who dreams of a better life.
There was so much. I was a manager at an esports team, and we had an NBA 2K League team at the time.
Is it Gen G?
It was Gen G, and it was like the Shanghai Tigers, but I can't remember what they were. But like NBA 2K League players were not making a lot of money because this was like a brand new esport. And that was like right around the time that like crypto was popping off, and they were spending like what little money they had on like every. It was like before shitcoins were known as shitcoins.
Yeah.
And they were spending all these things, and they were buying. I remember there was like an NBA player, like virtual cards at the time that were like crypto.
I remember that.
Yeah.
There's I can't remember what it was called, but I know the NFT.
Yeah, this was like
thing.
very early. It was like or like one of the first NFTs with these like basketball cards.
And you open up a booster pack and you get like a LeBron James dunk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I remember like talking
Shot.
to him, and it's like, I can't feel bad about these people. And they were trying to like sell. Yeah, it was Top Shot. Holy
Top
shit.
Shot.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
actually a card company. And like, hey guys, like you shouldn't be doing, like, it's bad. Like I completely understand why you're doing it, but you're working at McDonald's 90% of the year, and you come out here for a month to do NBA 2K League. Like, you cannot be spending money on these Top Shots.
I mean, that was like the reason I did sell some stuff, Pokemon stuff recently, was because I finally plugged in my collection, or a big chunk of it, into one of those like collection tracker things.
Did you manually do it? Were you like swiping through a binder?
Well, so I did it for sealed stuff. The binder still untracked.
Oh, sealed is easier because it's just a box, right?
Yeah, and I also have like receipts, and so I kind of know, even just looking through my email, I can figure it out for a big chunk. And I had like a routine because I know a guy who has a store, like a big eBay store, and he has a big warehouse in like Wisconsin or whatever. And every time a new set would come out, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm in. Like, let me get these, and then I'll."
It's like a white glove service for you, a guy who buys every set.
And then I'll put it, exactly. I'll open up a few things, and I'll be like, "These are for now, fun, and then I go, "Okay, these are for later."
Sure.
And then that was one for me, and then a few for later, and then it started being like, "I'm sorry, the price is what?"
Right.
Because
like pre-release,
yeah. But anyway, when I put in the stuff, I was also talking to my business manager, and I was like, "Oh, oh, I like don't have enough money in my like 401k to like justify how much money is in Pokemon cards right now.
Yeah, you're looking at them against each other and you're like, I have an equal amount for my retirement and for sealed boxes.
Diversification, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, some people would say you're doing the right thing. You know, you made a joke earlier about like, hey, put all your money in gold, but you've kind of put a lot of your money in collectibles.
And I don't think that's good.
Yeah. Don't be like me.
Yeah. But it's like, but the thing is, this is true, has always been true, is that I can afford for all that to go to zero because I'm having fun.
Yes.
I'm like, it's like if for anyone who's ever seen me talk about this stuff, I will like sit down.
You don't need to hit Moonbryon to like pay rent next month, right? Which a lot of these people do.
And that's the thing. Like truly depressing is to look at some of the posts on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh my God.
Because even though they are like the people that everyone's mad at, the scalpers that everyone's mad at, in the type of post, I find reasons to feel sad for them.
Sure, you know, lost my job, so I have to sell all my boxes. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, like it is, that happens.
My kid's birthday is coming up and I want to buy him something. I need to sell this box.
Yeah, and it's like now they're in a rush to get rid of this thing that is illiquid. It's an illiquid asset. And it's like, it's good that you're selling now, but I fear that in a year or two's time, it may be harder to get rid of these, because the thing is, this stuff has gone down before.
Yeah.
This hype has grown too big for its britches before. And there is a reason that a lot of people are Gen 1ers. It's because the game wasn't as popular for a long time after Gen 1. Gen 1, a little bit of Gen 2, and then many of the like Gen 2 Pokemon sets, if you like go on eBay right now and like look for like a Neo Genesis booster pack, sometimes you'll see one that's like marked down at Hobby Lobby to like $1.50.
That rules. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Because it's a little time capsule of, hey, that's below MSRP. Like this has happened before and everything's been riding high, but so is the S&P 500, you know, and like everything's good until it's not. And diversification is important.
And the thought of like a 10-year-old being the bag holder is a nightmare. You know, it's like, I just don't.
And it's like if
that.
it's a 10-year-old who's like, it's like they're putting lunch money and shit away.
Oh yeah,
like, that's like
no, I mean like they actually like stole. I don't even know how they would get the money, but they put all this money into this $10,000 Pokemon card business, and it's.
I know that's it's really just like the people who are really banking on this to like be like you. Have you ever read like comments on something related to crypto and you see the amount of like hopium and copium that everyone's like huffing?
Yeah, the worst is when it's like, I'm down 20,000, but I haven't told my wife yet. I need to be up this weekend because we're going on vacation. You know what I mean? You're like, oh no.
Or the people on like Wall Street Bets, or not even Wall Street Bets. There's another one where people.
Did you see the Wall Street Bets movie?
No.
What was it called? Roaring Kitty. It had the guy from SNL. Yeah.
Oh,
dude, it's not a very good movie to be perfectly honest. But I will say the best thing they did was at the end, one of the people that was like a champion of it just lost all their money, and it's like a really sad, melancholic ending.
But how often does that happen?
Always. Like I would say, always.
It's like if you stay in it for long enough, there's also this like false sense of confidence that you get, or expertise, like Dunning-Kruger type thing, where it's like you think that because you were lucky, you attribute that to skill.
Correct.
And that's, there's a term for that too. It's not survivorship bias, but anyway, like that type of thing, like I know that I don't know anything, you know? So I'm like, okay, everything I know about the economy says that I shouldn't bet everything on Pokemon cards.
Right.
Like,
I feel like everything you know about life should tell you that. You don't even need to know about the economy.
It's like, but then there's a guy out there who said everything in life told me I should bet on Bitcoin, and I was right, and now I'm on a yacht, and you're a brokey.
Yeah, and it's just like, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's my persononce, but I'm a play it safe guy.
No,
it's like,
me too.
I don't need to bet on Bitcoin.
Well, it's once my safe stuff is taken care of, then I can have fun.
Right.
Because this is all play.
Right.
You know?
But for a lot of people, like talking about subreddits, there's the people who are like so unbelievably tight. They're like, you know, I'm going to double fire. I'm retiring. I don't spend a single dollar. I live in my church's basement and I eat only ramen. And it's like, that's the extreme end of safe versus the Bitcoin gambling. We're going to go to the moon.
And the options traders and stuff. I saw a few posts that were like, all right, guys, I'm out of options trading. And you see it be like $100,000 to zero.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That is, we know that's not and like Brandon has also said, like, it was the thing he got into in his like early 20s where
the same thing happened. He
lost
bet
a bunch
on
of money.
what was it, like Chinese Netflix or something?
Something like
bet
that.
on Chinese Netflix, and he lost like 10K in like a day, and was like, oh, okay, I'm never doing this again in my life.
Because also, if you think about the financial industries, that how they like move all their offices to like have closest access to have the minimal
the lag time. Yeah, they have fiber to these terminals.
Exactly, and it's like, and then they
do that for fractions of a penny, like every time.
And I'm like, those are the people you need to be Nostradamus.
Yes.
Or you need to have a like Brian Kibler, a pro Magic the Gathering player, former Hall of Fame pro player.
Mm-hmm.
He what did he? He's like, during the meme stock boom, I was like, what are some other funny things I could buy? And he bought Build-A-Bear at like $1. And dude, Build-A-Bear's outperformed. That's crazy.
We have
NVIDIA.
a visitor here. Yeah. What, dude? Everyone's talking about Build-A-Bear this week, and we thought about it for 1 second. We're like, how is that possible? Build-A-Bear's at malls, right?
Yeah.
Malls are dead.
No one
goes to malls.
I don't get it.
Build-A-Bear, I think, might be fudging the books here.
Well, I think it could just be a GameStop situation too.
Like they're getting pumped by like a group of people on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any like, if you go back and look at like Reddit and they're like, all right, here,
this is our next target. We're going Build-A-Bear.
Our objective is simple.
Yeah, build a bull. Am I right?
Yeah, it's wild out there. Don't do anything risky, kids. Don't do anything you're going to regret.
Don't do anything that a YouTuber tells you will help you make an income in a month. It's just not going to happen.
And then the people who do speak with such, always be doubtful of the people with extreme confidence.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of those like 23-year-old multimillionaires who are like, I did it all myself. I put myself up.
All you got to do is
bootstrap.
believe in yourself and just do it. I feel like I end up talking about this with so many people because I might have talked about it with Aiden last episode. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry if I'm repeating a story, but I did a panel at Arizona State University, like going back as an adult.
Devils.
Forks up, baby.
Forks up.
To talk about esports because like all these kids wanted to be in esports. This was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I'm on the panel and they're like, hey, how do you get a job in esports? And I was very frank and I was like, dude, luck, like 100% luck. There was no skill on my part. I sent one email and it was 100% hit rate. And that's just luck. And the guy next to me was like, no way, don't sell yourself short. Anyone who wants to can do it. All you have to do is work hard, and you worked hard. I was like, why are we lying to these kids?
It's like, it's like you did work hard.
Sure,
you
maybe.
Did,
so everyone does.
Right, that's the thing. It's like more people are working hard than you'd
And way more people are working harder than me. And it would be a lie for me to say,
I've seen the way you live. No,
you were a little too quick on that one, buddy.
Oh, yeah. 100%. No, but
This episode's like 4 weeks after the last episode.
It's so, sorry, what you said reminded me of, we both worked at Patreon, and you got screwed over.
I did, yeah.
And like,
I could have so many boxes of Pokemon cards right now.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, when you go work at a startup, 100 times out of 100, it's like you're not going to make any money. Yeah, it's so rare.
I was going to say it's worse than that. 100 times out of 100 is 100%.
Obviously,
it's like, it is worse than that. It's it never works out for anyone.
No, because the people who have the risk profile, like the reason those companies are able to exist is because there are people who have been playing the game of capitalism and it's their whole life and they've gotten lucky. And there's these big venture capital firms who are looking for their 100x and they take 100 bets to find that 100x.
Right. So the employee is not working at 100 companies.
No.
Yeah, they are not going to hit, and they don't even have time in their life to work at 100 companies.
Exactly.
So there's no universe that they're going to 100x with random startup that they are working at.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's so rare that the company becomes anything, especially, when we were there, obviously there was like I believed in the mission of the company and believed that it had some, extra things that maybe its competitors didn't have, but there wasn't a lot of barriers to getting into that space.
There was none.
And there were a lot of competitors.
The barrier was just like
network effects.
Yeah, network effects and trust from people who had like done it. Because it's really hard as someone who worked on like the Patreon sales team, to tell someone like, no, you should just ask your fans for money and they should put it through our website.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I would never do that. That scares me.
Why? How is that
terribly.
different from me just asking them for money on PayPal?
And then just sending it to me directly and not having a cut. And so like the fact that they had some people while we were there made it easier than like a fledgling startup doing it. But Patreon also had barriers, and I feel like if they had listened to me, OnlyFans wouldn't exist.
Oh, 100%.
Bro, and everyone else at the company that was like, we have so many models who are distributing this content, and we're hiding them on the website. They're in the basement, and you can't find them.
The secret Snapchat group or whatever, that they'd have a person like manually...
adding them to groups. It's like a million brutal ways to distribute this content that they shouldn't be ashamed of. They're just doing it.
I think that... And were you there when there was the big scare about... payment processors in NSFW content?
When they thought like, hey, this is all going to get completely like, we're not going to be able to process
so you realize like I actually to this day don't know why payment processors are so skittish about NSFW content.
Yeah, it's my understanding, and I am not an expert in this at all, that they can be, man, I don't know, because
I'm like, is it just old money and they're like puritanical?
No, it's definitely, it's almost never that. It's always they don't want to be liable for something that happens. So if they are distributing content that is illegal, almost always like involving children, they don't want to be taken down, or
they don't even want to take the opportunity to have, because when you, in their minds, because I'm like believe in sex work, but if you are that, if you're really reductive about it, you could say, anytime there's NSFW content, there's a chance for some illegal NSFW content.
Correct.
And then that puts me at a liability, and then I don't want to take that.
And that taking down not only like that content, because a Stripe or PayPal doesn't give a shit if like a user gets taken down, but the thought that the US government might pause Stripe or Square or PayPal because of like one transaction that happened, they don't even want to think about it. And so they're willing to go way above and beyond so that the government doesn't even say, like, we're squeaky clean over here. We're doing everything we can. Please don't make us do it.
But clearly so much money was on the table, because now look at OnlyFans. Because I remember when OnlyFans came out, and, now it's like, nowadays, if someone doesn't know what Patreon is, I'll describe it as OnlyFans for safer work.
Dude, imagine being like Jack or anyone, and it's like, oh no. Because before Patreon, it was imagine what was the Kickstarter, but like recurring and for like cool artists, and now it's like, oh, Patreon, that's OnlyFans, but for like indie people, I guess.
Yeah, for podcasts.
Yeah, a lot of people just use OnlyFans for that now.
Yeah. But then even OnlyFans had that scare where they were like, we're going safer work for like a day.
That was literally like an hour. Yeah.
And it's like, I get how all of the execs came to that decision, because who knows, but based on my experience, I imagine they were facing down something scary from payment processors.
Yes.
And
always that.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, let's get out of this business. But then
that is the business. It's like, wait, so let's shutter the company. Yeah. Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, it's just like, I would never say like with picking Patreon as like a place to work, it like, you obviously want to make sure you get something for your work, because at startups you tend to be working for like less than the market rate.
Right. Especially, and not always in salary, because people hear that and it's like, oh, you're getting underpaid, but it's just the hours. Like, hey, you might work normal hours.
And it's also just it's like, what is the market? Because it is still a lot of money, but then you have to be like, okay, I'm in San Francisco, I'm paying this much for rent, and I could be making, like, for me specifically, my starting salary at Patreon, this is complicated, but I'm pretty sure I would have been making like 2 times as much money if I went to Google.
Right. Yeah.
But I had paid off my student loans at that point, and I was like, I'm young. This is the time for me to grind.
Sure.
This is the grussel.
It's a startup. I'm on 9th Street in San Francisco.
And my whole thing in my career was like, I was looking for impact. I was like, I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to do something. And I had interned at Google, and I knew how small you could feel.
Oh, yeah.
And how...
We're Blue Team 1, and we're working on when you click an email and it opens up really fast.
My mentor, when I interned at Google, had a PhD in biology. and he was a programmer, so wasn't using it. And his PhD thesis was like about the AIDS virus.
Oh no, he could have saved
He
so
could
many
have done,
lives.
and I'm like, dude, that's capitalism for you. It's like I'd rather.
He made the back button shiny. It glows when you hover it.
Even less. Even it was. And by the way, this dude's ruled, and he was a great mentor and everything.
Yeah.
But we were on the data center software team,
right?
And specifically, our pod cared about data center power utilization.
Okay.
So literally like the power bill at like Google data centers and how much wattage, you know, they're like using.
And you're cutting it down, you know, like 0.01% and everyone's getting big pats on the back. Yeah.
Golf clap. I was doing, I was of course making a dashboard to visualize. I was an intern. So an intern makes a dashboard to visualize the different data centers. But yeah, so it's like that. It's like you feel very small, but then when you're a part of a small team at a startup, even if it burns hot and bright and then like dies, you like had some impact and you have some like piece of the history of that, and you can meet interesting people and it's like, so I have no regret. Like I would have stayed at Patreon if I hadn't like wanted to do YouTube, because I was like, I had a pretty. I was like
the people there. You
I
like
the
mission?
People there. I'm pretty sure they couldn't fire me. Like it was like I had a lot of like institutional knowledge where it was like
you were embedded deep.
I
in
was
the systems.
embedded, and then the reason I there was even an offer that like Jack gave me a soft offer to stay on as like a creator in residence.
Sure.
And the reason that I turned it down and wanted to just go solo is because I thought about how many Slacks I get a day about shit that I worked on years ago.
Right.
And no one owns anymore. And I'm like not even in IC. At that point, I was like in management. And I was like, this would only bog me down.
Right. And it collects upon itself. You know what I mean?
It does. It compounds.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I would just be bummed out all day that I'm not getting to things.
Yeah, or helping people that are your friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, you've left. And then like the thought of like, hey, I'm going to script a YouTube video while like something's on fire. It's like, that's very hard to do.
Yeah. Though I do remember whenever Patreon goes down, I like look and see who I know that's still there. And I text like Jason Bytow.
He's still there?
He's still there, dude.
Wow.
He's grinding it out. And I'm like, brother, help us out. And he's like,
you just add to it.
On it.
Yeah, you're the worst person in the world now. You're like, hey man, Patreon's not working in case you didn't know.
No, literally. And I'm like, but you're hearing it from me and also fix me first.
Because that's how it works. It's a cascade.
I did, I was just thinking about how I used to have to be on call and I would be like doing like bar trivia at like the bar that I used to live on top of in SF, and something would happen with the website and I would have to, even if I couldn't fix it myself, I would have to be the one trying to reach someone who could.
Right.
And so I'm like, all right, guys, I can't answer this golf question about Phil Mickelson. I've gotta go upstairs and
a lefty who went to Arizona State, by the way. Hey. I'm good at Phil Mickelson trivia.
Yeah, I don't miss that, but you know, it's like a cool experience to have had, just to like be on the ground relatively at something that like became something.
And like you said, getting to look at it and be like, hey, like I was a part of that thing. Like I was talking about him recently. Do you remember Liren?
You know,
that guy ruled. In such a weird way.
You know what's funny is I was gonna say I have to go upstairs and find out how to get in touch with Liren so he can fix this.
Yeah. But like the reason that Patreon has like a little button that's like click here to link your Discord was because like I went around and was begging people, and Liren was like, I like Discord. I will help you make this, and then we just made it.
How are we on time?
I'm good. You've got Pokemon to play.
What time is it?
We can go. It is it's 1 hour after we started.
Oh, great. I mean, because I know
it's 2:00.
Okay. Community Day.
Yeah, let's close her down.
But I won't play the full 3 hours. We'll close it down.
What are you trying to catch? We shouldn't talk about this on the pod because we've done a lot of Pokemon stuff. I'm actually just curious.
No, I don't give a shit about Rookie D.
Rookie D is the
Community Day. Yeah. It's just that. Wait, did I tell you about the Pokemon Go thing?
You said getting to the higher level is what.
But did I tell you why?
Because you get a cool jacket.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, because they're basically making it. I have to get grandfathered in. Basically,
yeah, you want to look like an old head. You want to look like you've been there for a while.
And I've been sitting at I've been knocking on the door for a while, and so I just have to lock in and get the XP. Right. But let me take a peek at these Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Tell me if I got any juice here. I don't think I did.
I mean.
Oh, I'm seeing a nod.
So the short answer is no. But the longer answer is see, this is the thing. It's like I like the stuff.
I think they look cool.
And it's like they look cool. And like, isn't that enough?
Yeah, the Pokemon with the trainers in them, I think that's the coolest conceit for a card ever. Yeah, yeah.
I saw Jinx and I thought about how completely fucked it is as a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And to the point where it like gets next to no love because they don't really
them
want to
turning it
acknowledge
like purple or blue was the best decision they've ever made. And
they should stand on
Japanese
business.
companies don't usually do that. They like live with that. You know, Mr. Popo in Dragon Ball, like he's still
I was literally going to say they should stand on business like Mr. Popo.
yeah.
Own your history.
Yeah, but I'm really glad they didn't.
Dude, Mega Jinx, make it happen.
Oh no, I don't even want to joke about what Mega Jinx would be.
I have some theories.
It would be terrible. Are you excited about the new Pokemon game? We have talked about only Pokemon, and this is let's close it out with something that is not Pokemon.
Okay, well I will say I'm excited for ZA. I went to Worlds and I didn't play the demo because you had to get in line for it, but I am excited.
What are you most excited about that is not Pokemon related? What's happening in the next 3 to 12 months for you that you're just like really excited to have happen?
3 to 12 months. So
yeah. I mean, hey, I'm putting an arbitrary timeline on it, but just like something that's been in the
basketball season starting up in that time frame.
You were big into basketball last year.
Yeah, and I got to play.
You were like quad box into basketball. You were going crazy.
I was going crazy, and I love being that way because I was like that with like Smash tournaments.
Dude, you're like that with almost anything you get into.
Exactly. I'm watching US Open right now. Yeah. And I haven't followed tennis.
You have a lot of golf references today.
I haven't. Well, I'm actually the tennis one.
Sorry.
So
you mentioned it in our fantasy football draft. You're like, anyone watching tennis?
No, because I was watching it right then because fucking Djokovic was playing. But I last watched tennis in high school when it was like Djokovic and Nadal and Federer were like the big three.
The three goats, yeah.
And so most of them are retired, but Djokovic is still a top 10 player, and he's become the LeBron of tennis.
Right, he just keeps going.
Where he's like in the round of 16 now at the US Open, and he keeps like making semifinals, and he can still, there's like two top players, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, and he can still, on his best day, still beat them. He's not favored. He's like very not favored, but anything could happen.
Of course.
He's just like, his body is like failing him, but he's an anti-vaxxer. Don't like that.
Oh no.
So I saw they cut to the crowd and someone was wearing a his first name's Novak. Someone was wearing a shirt that said no vax.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot believe they let them in with that.
That is crazy because it's supposed to be kind of like a hoity-toity crowd at tennis, isn't it?
It is, but it's become more like NBA crowds because as I was watching, so in typical me hyper-focused fashion, I was like, in preparation for the US Open, I need to
learn everything about tennis.
I need to learn everything that's happened this year. So I watched like Roland Garros and I watched the Wimbledon, and every crowd shot, I was like, Odell Beckham Jr. is here, Spike Lee is here.
Right.
I ended up watching a game from 2011 between like Federer and Djokovic. They cut to the crowd. Who's rooting for Djokovic? P. Diddy.
Oh no!
And it's just like a big cut in, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, that's tough.
But
you see him mouthing like, "Hey, you coming over after?" You're like, "Oh no!"
In the next year, I would like to post on my main channel.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
We'll see if that happens,
dude. The last time you posted on your main channel, it did
amazing. Great. But it's a thing where I get in my head about.
Dude, I'm a main channel avoider too. I've also launched 4 other YouTube channels.
It's like I had ideas that like made various points of production, and then I axed them, and then it starts to get into that. Oh, am I gonna like live up to it? And then the second channel is right there.
Yeah,
and I can post stuff, and
it's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
Easy, it's safe.
It keeps the bills paid. You know.
Yeah.
But I would like to get over that hump. And just like becoming more organized and more like I still feel like I just moved into my house, even though I've been there now for like
3 years, right? Yeah, 2 years
at least. And part of it is that there's so many tasks. You know when you like look around and you're like, that's a task. That's a task.
Yeah. And getting older is just adding tasks to your life. It's getting brutal.
Finding zen with the never-ending list of tasks, I think, is is something for me. And then
I'd become a chore guy. That's insane. I'm a YouTuber, I wake up and do the dishes and then like load the dishwasher and then unload the dishwasher. It's a new thing I think with like the pregnancy where like Rochelle can't, and so I've like stepped up and like, well, no, this is my life now,
right?
Because you can't put it back in the bottle, right? It's like now I just do these things.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. Maybe I will get someone pregnant
so that you can become a
chore guy.
It's a good idea.
I am reading a book about modern dating, and it's dark out there. We've talked about this before, just because you and Rochelle have been together so
forever.
long.
Yeah, I have even like early apps. You know what I mean? Like I have no idea what that's
and it's only gotten worse. And it is
now it's like so
it's a Skinner box. It's also just like that they're trying to make as much money off of you as possible. And
the thought of buying a super like is insane to me. Like I like the concept of it. Yeah. As like a token of affection, like I'm showing you, like you mean a lot to me. I have no idea, $5.
And it's like, do you even mean a lot? Because on some of the apps you like get them like on a you get some of them for free or something.
Oh, I see.
It just feels like I'm playing like Clash of Clans or something.
Yeah. You got to do your dailies, and it's like swiping
that
through
is
there.
how it feels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure that's how they want it to feel. There's a reason why everything is like gamified now.
Oh, they for sure hired some game psychology.
Yeah, it's like the Kabam guys who made all these. They're trying to find the whales who will spend, and super liking every single woman on the platform.
Right, and that's me. And that's me. And if I sent you a super like, you're the only girl I sent a super like to.
Yeah. If you're watching this right now, that one was for you.
You're actually
baby.
the apple of my eye.
Jarvis, thank you so much for joining me.
This has been a pleasure. Yeah,
I feel like lately. I told you about this, but like we've gone to a new format, which is just talking to friends.
Yeah.
And I love it. And it's like so affirming. And it makes me just want to do it again. It's like, I would love to do this tomorrow.
I was feeling the same way. And it is a good reminder because we get like, even though we're people who like worked in the real world and had real jobs before this, you get so content brained that you forget to like talk to your friends.
Yeah, about like
and
things
it's like,
that they're interested in.
This is like when we hack it so that we can like talk to our friends for work. This is crazy.
I'll see you at the stand-up tomorrow morning, bud.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, I can't wait. I'll see you in the fantasy football league. I got to lock in on NFL this year. I was like a little tapped out. I had some bad draws last season.
Dude, the second you have like an injury, you just completely like phone in the rest of the year.
I was so pissed that Lud's like auto draft team was doing well
so
until bye week.
He lost. For those of you that don't know, Ludwig was in our league. He lost his login, so he auto drafted and also never made any changes. He just like played it as it lied the entire time, and he did quite well, which is annoying.
Yeah, agreed. But I do like it as a way to pay attention to stuff.
Yeah, a reason to watch games.
Yeah. So in the routine, I do like becoming a sport, like going home and being like, I'm going to see who's playing in the open.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. It's like reading the newspaper or something.
And there's so many sports that if you get into them, I've gotten into like soccer, like European soccer recently through gaming. And it's like, dude, every TikTok I get is that, and I'm interested. They've hooked me. And now that's in my life too.
Okay, the last thing I'll say is I did say I'll tell you later the reason that I was potentially interested in getting into 2K is a non-traditional way.
Yeah.
I played Final Fantasy.
Sorry, what you guys don't know is there's a picture of me spinning a basketball on my finger. That is not real. It's a clip art that's been on that monitor for the entire time. The guy's black. It's a black hand.
That is very funny.
Yeah, that I just quickly threw together for a YouTube stream. And Jarvis keeps looking over at it and
looking over it because it's like something about a basketball is just very easy to identify item.
Yeah, it's shiny, it's orange, it's on my finger.
And I did say before we recorded, I was like, oh, I kind of am interested in 2K, and you said a new one just came out.
Yeah, it came out yesterday. Yeah,
so all I saw was that it was 150 gigs, and people were like, why so big?
Yeah.
Do you play on console or PC?
So last year I played on PC, it's ass. I play on PS5 now.
Got it.
Yeah.
I have a PS5. Great. Yeah. The reason I kind of want to play 2K is because I just recently played Final Fantasy X.
Lead me in. Yeah. We're going to get somewhere here.
So in Final Fantasy X, there's a game called Blitzball.
Yeah.
It's like underwater soccer, essentially.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate it who casually engage with it because you have to engage with it at least one time in the story of the game.
But you can play it a lot, right? You can win the championship with Titus or whatever.
You get
Eric lives if you do it. People don't know that.
Final Fantasy VII timeline changes in Final Fantasy X. In order to get Wakka's celestial weapon, you have to play a lot of Blitzball. And I played a little Blitzball, and I was like, you know what? I enjoy this. And then I learned there is like most people you engage with in the game, NPC wise, you can hit square and find out if you can recruit them for Blitzball.
Oh,
and then they all have stats.
Right.
And they all have stats that like kind of, some people are good early and they taper off. Some people are good late and you have to invest in them.
Yeah.
And I went around like trying to build the best Blitzball team to just play all these Blitzball games I had to. I probably
that video would fuck. Not on main, but like that's a great video. Yeah.
I played like 20 hours at least of Blitzball.
Yeah.
And
not to mention the spreadsheets.
Not to mention, oh my God, I was reading game facts. Do you remember
2001?
Yeah,
it's got like ASCII art.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like it made me feel like a kid again because I was able to engage with these old walkthroughs.
I used to print like 100 pages out. My mom would get so mad because that's $5,000 of
and it's like a 16-year-old power tripping because they like were the writer of it.
Yeah, and it's funny because like they just weren't right a lot of the time. It was just they were just writing. Yeah.
Thanks again to like Wonky Donk 123 for the ASCII art. Yeah, and that was fun. And some people have gone through and they'll be like, "Oh, you got to get Brother early on because look, Brother's speed is unmatched in the early game."
Right.
And then they're like, "What people don't know is Keepa, when he gets to level 99, he becomes a really powerful striker, but never a good goalie." And wow, these people really invested in this, and it was like very fun to dive in. And that vibe, combined with already liking basketball, and watching so much NBA YouTube, where I feel like I'm through osmosis learning more about.
Dude, you might be a manager game player. Have you ever played a manager game?
I haven't, but I can see it.
I love it. It's like all I do nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is how I got into
Is there a basketball manager?
Yeah, but it's bad. And the 2K version is, dude, there's a clip. The 2K version I played on PC. I loaded the manager mode and did my first autoplay game. I took like an hour building my team and stuff. And it's like, all right, chat, we're going to do this just like Football Manager. It's going to be fun. The game doesn't work. It ran at 1/60th speed, so they're dribbling down the court there's like a glitch in the game, and they missed every shot. I've never laughed harder in my life. I watched 20 minutes of them slowly dribbling up and missing wide open layups. I'm like rolling on the floor laughing. It's the worst thing. Maybe on PS5 it works. It did not work.
I forgot
at all.
NBA 2K became like an MMO where it's like you gotta like do your quest. It's like GTA. It's like go talk to Jake from State Farm or whatever.
He's actually go talk to Jake from State Farm.
I saw that. I the only thing I remember from 2K is those old voice lines where they'd get NBA players to be like, "Yeah, man, let's win the game."
Yeah. It's lit.
Yeah, it's so funny. So I mean, maybe I tap in. I do have a million other hyper focuses I'm juggling right now, but
this would become one. This one is very bad.
I am.
If there's like 100 tabs open, they're like, this is the best build for centers for NBA 2K.
This is how you become Aiden Ross.
Dude, that's a nightmare. But this is the beginning of the pipeline.
Right. This is the beginning of the pipeline. You've got the curls, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to start saying dubs in the chat. And say that you're 18.
I think it's believable, man.
Yeah. Pretend to talk to Bronny James on
exactly.
On
I'm gonna pretend I'm hitting up Drake on
on for
side.
sure. Hey, you can do those AI deepfakes.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, easy.
That's good shit.
All right, dude. Thanks so much for having me.
Get out of here. I appreciate you.
All right, I gotta go play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you do.
It's community day, gang.
That's big. Yeah, Rookie D time.
Rookie D time.